what's up guys? Today I'm going to be giving you a booty and leg workout. I get a lot of questions about this routine specifically, and I wanted to record it today just to give you an insight of my workouts on Mondays. So let's get started. Usually I start with a warm-up for every workout I do. So for hip thrust, which is on the, I think this is called a barbell, I do 45s on each side, and the bar itself is already 45. I can't do math, but that's what I usually do. I had to find a different bench, which is just a small one. I'm super tiny. I'm like 5'3". I had to find something that's a little smaller and like more in my range. Now I have to see if this will actually be good enough. If not, I'm gonna have to switch it back. But like that one seemed a little too like tall for me. And this just takes off like a few inches, so it's not that big of a deal. I didn't even start my workout yet. So I also want to mention too, for my first warm-up set, I do 45s on each side. And then I use this little mat thingy so I can protect my, hip area. Otherwise I'll get a lot of bruises on me. I'm so out of breath. Then on top of that, I do 12 sets. Now I have to think of quick math because I can't do math. So right now I'm doing 225. The most I've done is 305. So I'm thinking I should probably add more. Okay, so I just did the math of this one. So 45 times 5, 225, plus 25, plus 25 is 275. So this is 275 right now. That was 10 sets, and in between, I take a good 60-second rest. Otherwise, your muscles will instantly feel fatigued if you try to keep going. And that's something I learned over the years. So in the beginning, whenever I was doing leg workouts, I was about 16 when I first started, and I'm 19 now. So I've been doing this for quite a while. I would do glute workouts just about every day of the week, and I didn't realize that you were supposed to space them out. I didn't realize you weren't supposed to do them every single day. I went in a plateau for a little while, and I realized my glutes weren't growing. Turns out I was doing it to myself because I was going every single day, glutes, 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 legs, legs, legs. I didn't do upper body at all. And I realized I was doing it wrong because someone told me let me guess, you're doing legs? Every time I would go into the gym, and I'm like, how do you know that? And they're like, because you do it every day. You're supposed to space them out to get better results. Because the more rest you have, the better the recovery, and the more your muscles have time to grow. And on top of that, you have to make sure you're eating the right foods, like whole foods, like chicken, rice, salmon, vegetables, proteins, carbs, fats in every meal. Otherwise, if you're just going to the gym, like I was, and working out consistently, doing glutes every day of the week, and then also not eating, and then going home feeling awful, you're not going to get the results you need. Your body is like a car. It needs fuel in order to grow. With that being said, I'm going to add an extra probably 10 on there just to be safe. And we use the clamps at the end of the barbell. Pretty sure this is called the barbell. I don't even know anymore. Anyway, the long bar thingy. You put the clamps at the end so the weights don't fall off. So with this one, I did 8 sets because it's more weight. I'm gonna keep declining how much I'm doing and then keep adding weight. That way, my muscles can actually grow in the areas that I'm targeting. So for example, what I ate before I came to the gym was chicken, potatoes, and broccoli. And I actually wouldn't recommend eating vegetables before the gym because it might make you feel a little uncomfortable, or at least raw vegetables. I think if they're cooked, they're probably fine. And mine was cooked, so I think you're good. Don't eat like a full meal. Mine was a very, very small portion. I made sure of that. It was like a little, maybe a handful of chicken, a little bit of potatoes, a little bit of broccoli. Now from here, I'm gonna do one last set and then probably make it 6 reps or 8. I think because it's still the same weight as I did last time. And obviously for the last set that I just did with this weight, I wanna make sure the amount of time I'm resting is efficient. It's not just like a minute long every time. Sometimes it'll be 3 or 4 minutes, sometimes it'll be 5. It just depends on you. And it also depends on how much weight you just lifted. If you were to go lift like 500 pounds and then do another set for a minute, I don't know if your muscles will grow that way. I think you need a little bit more rest the more weight that you lift. A mistake I was making in the past, and something I still overthink sometimes too, is whenever I have more weight, I want to make sure that I'm not doing too many reps, like 10 to 12 with 315 pounds. That's probably not going to allow you to grow. So right now I'm doing 295, then I did 4 sets of like 8. Well, the first set doesn't really count because it's just a warm up, and that was like 45 pounds. With the first set, I only did 45 pounds, including the bar. I can't do quick math in my head. So the next that I'm gonna do is RDLs. Since I'm done with hip thrusts, RDLs are really good for hamstrings and glutes. Pay attention to my full range in motion and how much weight I do and my form. Right now, since this is just a warm up, I'm only gonna put 10 on each side. Okay, never mind. I just added 25s on each side because I realized that the 10s was probably too light. Dude, it's like hella hot in here. So I also want to mention too, the RDLs, the form that I am doing whenever I'm facing back to the wall. Whenever I'm standing forward, I have my feet shoulder width apart, but they're pointed out. That way, if they're not pointed inwards, I'm not gonna get the side muscles that I'm wanting to use during the workout. I keep my feet out, and whenever I'm going down, feet out, and then I go down. And my legs are kind of bent, kind of, not completely, not all the way, not like this, but like this. And then I keep that same motion and pretend as if you're pushing a door, like with your butt, like this. And then stop at your knees, and then you will feel your hamstrings. And then whenever you go back up, squeeze your glutes. And then go back down. Pretend I'm holding the weight. Forward, feet out, go down. Make sure your spine is neutral whenever you're doing this. Otherwise, if it's too arched, you're gonna feel all the tension in your back. Again, feet out, legs not too bent, not too straight, but kind of in the middle. And then go out. Make sure spine is neutral. Go down. You'll feel it in your hamstrings. Should feel it in your glutes whenever you're tensing them. And then go up, squeeze. And the reason I like to point towards the wall, because it gives me a better idea of how far I should go. So my feet are not too close to the wall. They're probably just right. That way, whenever I go to bend down, my butt touches the wall, and then I can stop and then go back up. But make sure whenever your butt touches the wall, you don't lose tension and you rely on the wall for assistance. Again, make sure whenever you're going down, you're not losing tension on your glutes. You want to make sure the tension stays the entire time you're doing your reps. So yeah, something I did want to mention is I do have scoliosis. I have like the S shape, and it's moderate scoliosis, so it's not like severe or anything. They say that like people with scoliosis can't work out the same way anyone else could without it. That's not true. I've even went to the orthopedic. I've done x-rays. They've told me to not do squats, and any other physical therapist has told me that it's fine. I've done them before. I don't do over the head squat workouts like the bar right here and then go down. I don't do that. If I want to squat, I make sure I have the weights right here and then I go down. With squats, it would be the same thing, except it's not like RDLs. Out, and then whenever you go to squat, make sure your like knees are not bending inwards. They're like bending out, and then your butt doesn't like go like this. It just goes like this. Keep your spine neutral. Then I have a weight, like I'm holding like a kettlebell or something for squats. And then you go down. And like make sure your back is not too arched because you will feel it in your back. And like something I noticed with most glute workouts is don't arch your back, guys. Like that's don't do it. Also, something else I want to mention with RDLs before I forget this. Pretend I'm about to do RDLs with the weight. I'm holding the weight. Keep my feet shoulder width apart. Keep my feet out. Whenever you go down, pretend you're like blowing into a water bottle. Push your stomach out. And then blow it out and then tighten your stomach. So you're using your abs, so like tighten your abs. Tighten it, go down. I don't even know how long it's been, but I'm pretty sure I took a minute to do this next set. Next rep? Dude, I don't know the difference. I'm so fucking confused. Is it set or rep?